Okay, so when you're putting cracked screens into the cracked screen inventory, you want to make sure that you're putting the right screens in the right box. And really what I mean by that is we're going to have different boxes for each type of screen. These types of screens could be OEM with good digitizer, OEM with bad digitizer, copy screens, iPhone 4 screens with white spots, iPhone 5 screens. So that's what I'm trying to say. Make sure you put each one in the right box. When you're putting screens into the box, you want to stack 10 of them together and then rubber band them. And the way you want to arrange these screens is 2 screens together, back to back, or heat transfer paper to heat transfer paper. Put them together, and then you're going to stack 5 of those on top of each other. So it's 2, 2, put them together, 5, put a rubber band. So just like that. There you go. Put your first stack of 10, and you're just going to keep doing that. When you put the screens in the box, you're going to keep putting your stacks of 10, and basically you're going to find that each box fits 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Once you've gotten 6 together, you take one of the dividers, and you're going to put it right next to the 6. That's extremely important because that helps us know, by looking at it, that there's 60 screens right there. We don't need to count, we know there's 60. So it's very important that you're able to count each stack of 10 screens and put it together. And then from there, you want to stack the next row and put the divider next to it. And then after that, what you want to do is stack the next row, put the divider next to it. And before you know it, you'll have 4 rows, 60 each, would give you a total of 240. And make sure you put the divider next to that one. Remember, the divider needs to be next to each set of 60 screens. 1, 2, 3, 4. Wow, we have 240 friggin' screens. That's great. Of course, if you don't have 60 screens, you don't need to put a divider next to it. If you don't have exactly 10 screens, you don't need to rubber band them all together. The reason why we have the dividers in each one, and you need to do it this way, is because we need to be able to take a quick count. Believe it or not, we take up to 2 hours getting these screens ready. And the biggest problem is we're not able to count them fast enough. If everything is already rubber banded and basically pre-counted, we'll be able to quickly count everything. This is important because we can sell it a lot faster, and more importantly, we will be taking periodic inventory checks to make sure that the inventory we say we have in the cracked screen inventory is equal to the actual physical count. So now that I've explained how to put it in the box, I'm going to explain how to insert it into the cracked screen inventory. To get to the cracked screen inventory, you simply go into the Google Drive account on my drive, and you'll see the document called Cracked Screen Inventory. You need to click on that. You then want to copy the shipping label from the shipping label created sheet, and then you want to paste that into the first column. After that, you want to paste in today's date. Then you want to put in your name. And what you need to do is when you're actually physically inputting the cracked screens into the cracked screen inventory, you want a witness. Put in the name of your witness. And all you really need to do is just say, hey Jason, hey Milton, can you quickly just count these? You'll of course have them all stacked before you put them in the box so they can see how much you put in. That keeps everybody honest. It's very important you have a witness. Then type in the name of the business. That should be on the shipping label. If it isn't, look on the shipping label created sheet. If you still can't find it, just put the person's name who sent it. Then what you want to do is put in the amounts of all the screens that you'll be depositing into the cracked screen inventory. Remember, this should be the same amounts as what you found in the defect rate shipping label created. If you tested 45 screens and 25 of them were OEM, then you should have 25 screens in the OEM count of the cracked screen inventory. But remember, there can't be any discrepancies. So if you put 25 in the cracked screen inventory and we check it later, there should be 25 in there. So that's why you need a witness before you actually physically put it in, just to check that everything goes in there. And just to be clear, the good screens or screens that will be sold goes in the cracked screen inventory, while the bad screens go in the boxes that we have set aside for bad cracked screens. We will be talking about this next, where to put the bad screens. But all the sellable screens will go into the cracked screen inventory. After you've finished putting the amount of cracked screens into it, you don't need to do anything else. You are done in putting everything into the cracked screen inventory. The next thing I'll talk about is putting the bad screens into boxes.